gospel that will help you. There is a Jesus. Conspiracy of all time. We have a lot of conspiracy theories in the world. Here's the greatest that's ever existed. That leprosy. You have the spirit, every single person has it. And I would make the argument that is preferable to the spiritual. Leprosy, sin, is harder to detect. You could die a leper, sinner, and be with God. So he doesn't want all of us are sinners. He wants us to know. So we find out this bit, that might be okay, but this is that all of us have contracted spiritual. And so Satan does everything in his power. He brings us death, isolation from God. It's terminal. There's no hope. But since Jesus came to earth, mercy, then there is hope today. He says, look, this separation, but it's not as bad. You know, this whole isolation from God, to be a strong, he's keeping you young. But to grow up, you have to be separated. This is a good thing. It's what the wise do. You won't really be alone. You've got all these folks. But don't worry about the kind of unsightly soul. And don't look. You're not unique. And while it might be getting a little, you don't need God's mercy. You see how Satan works. This is true is that there's so many people living in the world covered in spiritual or unconcerned. On his space series, Venus, it's called Paralandra. So there is one innocent woman, and she's the queen of Paralandra, or Venus. And don't listen to him. He's trying to kill you. Is this true? Not really understanding what death means. She's never seen it. Bring you death in abundance. But you have to take it. Here's the great lie. In our world, we're heading towards death. And hell is growing. Realize that Satan gave them death, and it isn't. Well, it's along this path that it happens that Jesus comes into view. And most will overlook him. They will, unfortunately, that's the case. But sometimes, if our life circumstances are just in the right place, we might look down at the wasting of our lives and the sin and the destruction that it's brought, and we might realize that Jesus has the very thing that we need: hope, salvation. Well, it's only then that we can cry out, and like these men, loathing their lives and hating their suffering, you notice what they call him? They call him the master. And this Greek term is a military term. It means the one in charge. They called out to the one who was in charge, not just of their physical bodies, but of this isolation that they were in. They recognized Jesus was the one who was in charge. And that's what it takes for you and I to be able to be free of our spiritual leprosy, to be free of our sin. Are you here? Are you broken? Do you need to have Jesus offer you mercy this morning? If you're living in the grasp of Satan's hand, and he's filled your life with destruction and power, I want you to know that Jesus can make you well. That's the gospel. That's what happens here in this little miniature gospel in Luke 17. There were men broken, and they found hope and salvation in Jesus. It's the gospel. It's the gospel. me bring this to a close then. And when they saw, when he saw them, he said to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." And as they went, they were cleansed. I want you to know that they weren't cleansed and then they went, but by faith they went and then they were cleansed. And this is what I offer to you: that if by faith you'll respond to Jesus, you will be made well. Do you remember the movie Tarzan? I'm sure most of you do. You have this boy raised by gorillas, and sometimes my boy looks like he's raised by gorillas, but he's not, I guarantee. Dirty, pearly clothes, doesn't speak so well. That's not true of Lincoln. He's a good kid. But Tarzan had no social skills. You know, he was yelling and thumping people, and he was poorly clothed. He was raised by gorillas. He gets the opportunity to be reintroduced into society. And what does he have to do? He has to change. He has to be washed. He has to have his hair cut. He has to begin the whole process of learning how to be a new person. Could Tarzan have just kept the same clothes on, kept the same dirt on his body, and just pretended to be a new person? No. What did he need? He needed to go through the process of being cleansed so that he could then be a new person. These 10 lepers knew that it was going to take a whole new person to be what they needed to be, and they took it gladly. They recognized this could be a whole new life. They saw it. As they began to walk away and the sores began to shrink and the fingers began to come back again, they saw the new life. And that's what it takes. Are you here? And you need to change your life. I have offered like 4 invitations this morning. Okay? Satan is going to offer you 100 reasons to stay behind your pew if you're broken here. And you only need one reason to leave. If you're broken, find the mercy of Jesus. Find the mercy of Jesus. Let me give you this. We'll close. One of them, when he saw that he was healed, he turned back with 3 things: praise of God as loud as he could shout it, recognition of the Lord who fixed him, and he gave him thanks. This is what keeps new converts, keeps them Christians for the rest of their lives. It's these 3 things: praising God, recognizing the one who gave them life, and thanksgiving. So here it is. This is the gospel in miniature. And God comes, he has been coming and comes still to our most depraved and broken places, and he fixes our brokenness. Fixes our brokenness. This is what he says, and he can say to you this morning if you need it: go your way, your faith has made you well. If you're here this morning, and this is my final invitation to you, if you're here this morning and your life is broken and you need the mercy of the Master, it is here for you this morning. Don't let Satan keep you behind your pew. If you need Jesus, I encourage you to come as we sing our invitation.